Yo, Kyle. Hope you're having a great day. It should take about like 10 to 15 minutes or so just to kind of go over a little bit of different advertisement and see if the targeting is working well for you. So I'm here on your business page in info and ads. So we have the ad already out right here. So Overseas EP is out now, and I couldn't be more happy. Heart, good thing for the emoji. It's always good to put different, especially the contrasting colors in advertisement, because then that way people are more likely to actually look at it and engage for fun colors. But then you have three. I've posted all the DL and streams available in these links down here. I'm guessing that's downloadable. SoundCloud, Kiros, Destroyed, Kiros. Not too sure what you're targeting with this one, and I actually had to see more because the bottom one right here, that one's blocked from the advertisement. So I don't actually see it when the ad's out there. I have to click see more. But there's already two actions right here. So a lot of people won't end up going to Kiro's Bandcamp, which I think that's where I believe is your payment. Yeah, the payment is going to be over here. So people aren't really going to be seeing that because they have to click see more through that. But I'm not too sure what your targeting is once again. So I don't know who you actually have as like a data list or as a lookalike audience, since you don't have a website as well. For my clients who I currently work with, I only work with clients who have a huge email database of over 1,000 or more. Especially those that have actual purchased goods with an email address, so that Facebook can target with their artificial intelligence, can target those emails. You can input it into the Facebook Business Manager, which I'll be going over in a couple minutes. People can input those emails in there, and then you can target either that specific email list, or you can target a more broader range lookalike audience, because since Facebook is the biggest creep out there. They have all of the information on anyone from their email, from their how much they make in a year, what jobs they have, how many kids they have, what pages they like, what groups they're in. Facebook has all of that information. Even their latest Google searches, Facebook has all that info. So you use the artificial intelligence from that emails, you put it into the ad, and from there, then you're going to be able to target a lookalike audience of people that are similar to the ones that have already purchased or downloaded some of your content. So I would recommend that since you don't have your own website, I would recommend getting a website, or either a website or a landing page that you can track with a pixel. So a Facebook pixel is this thing right here. I have Facebook Pixel Helper up here so that I know which websites have them, which ones don't. And all it does is it just tracks data of people who go onto your website, who may add something to cart, or they go on a specific page or link on your website, and then you can then input that pixel information back into Facebook Business Manager, so that you can make an ad with another lookalike audience of people who have been on your page, or you can just directly target people who have been on your page before, so that they know that your EP is released or you have a new song or something like that. So it's extremely helpful, and those are the only two things that I would ever recommend for anyone before they're doing any Facebook advertising, is to make sure that your landing page is optimized with a pixel, and that you already have kind of and if you don't have a landing page with a pixel, you already have a set of amount of emails of people that have purchased, or people that are your fans, for example, for like a newsletter or something like that. So let's actually get into the ads manager, so I can just run down and show you how we're able to get this all sorted and done. And excuse me for having a million tabs open. I'm planning to leave to Southeast Asia in April, so I'm just looking for Airbnbs to see what the prices are right now for them. So when we're in this Facebook get out of here. When we're in this Facebook ads business menu, there's a ton of things that you could try to do, and it really depends on what you want. If you want more sales, if you want more brand awareness, you should have that as a goal before doing any sort of advertising. And I saw that on your page, you had under 1,000 people that liked your page. as well. And Facebook usually doesn't optimize for business pages that have under, I think it's 3,000 or 4,000. I think it's 3,000. So yeah, 2,500. So around 2,500 links is kind of that barrier where your costs per click or your costs per engagement, it costs a lot more because Facebook is kind of nervous to promote a business page that has under 2,500 likes on it. So the more likes that you have on your business page, the more optimized your advertisement is going to be. It's just kind of unfortunate, but that's just the way it is. So I do a ton of brand awareness campaigns and Facebook page length campaigns so that I can get my clients to be more optimized for Facebook advertisements. So you're here at the Facebook business settings, and like I said, it really depends on you want. If you have a video, so say you have like a few pictures, I would recommend this for brand awareness. If you have like a video or something like that, especially for story ads are really good with that. With a specific call to action, people either to click on your profile or to swipe up to download a specific link. So video views are really good for story ads. But just for regular Facebook, you're either going to want to do conversions or traffic. Those are usually the only two for like brand awareness. If you're just wanting to do a Facebook ad, those two are usually the good ones. But if you have a video, I would highly recommend video views for that one. That's really good. Just ignore these ones on the side. I never use brand awareness or reach. It's kind of weird on there. So let's just do a traffic one right now. Traffic, yeah, whatever. Continue. All right. So now we're on to the business ads manager right now. So ad set name, can kind of change that to whatever. Traffic, so whichever one that you want to optimize. Hopefully my computer's getting angry right now. So come on, you guys can load up. So you have your choices right here. Website, app, fits your website. Which is what I highly recommend. That's where you should be doing all of that information. And I saw in your ad that you're just doing it in Canada as well. And here's where saved audiences come into play. So here I have a whole bunch of like saved audiences for myself and also for other people. That's from prior campaigns as well as lookalike audiences as well. So when I click onto here, I have a whole bunch of lookalike audiences for different campaigns. I'll do that just for a split second again. Yeah, so I have a whole bunch right here. I'm not going to do too much specific stuff on there because it's a little bit of personal information in there for clients. But lookalike audience, I can target people who have, for example, if you have a video out there, so you could do a retargeting Facebook ad if you had a video of people who watch 25%, 50%, 75% of your video, and then you can retarget them to download. If you're just doing a brand awareness campaign, you could do a retargeting one for people to actually purchase your album. So then you can just target people who have watched 25, 50, 75% of that initial brand awareness video, and then retarget them so that they actually end up purchasing. So I don't really understand, since it's music, I don't understand why you're just focusing on Canada. Canada is very expensive for advertisement. Canada, US, and UK are the top three, and even Australia a little bit, are the top three most expensive platforms to use. So, and then right here, so custom audience, if you already have like data or anything like that, like I mentioned, so any email list, any sort of pixel data, you input that into the top right here, and then you could do everyone in this location, everyone who lives in this location, recently in this location. You probably want to do people who live in a certain location because then they're more likely to look into like brand awareness. I don't know why it's a psychological thing when like people go out traveling or something like that. They're less likely to go into it, but that's just like if you're trying to sell something. But everyone in this location is usually okay. And then what I usually do for more brand awareness, I do worldwide like that. And depending on your target, you definitely don't want like 65 plus. For your type of music, you might just want to go to 30, and your age can go down to like 13. because music, everyone kind of just likes music or whatever. You could do all, or if you know that more men listen to you, you do men, or if more women listen to you, you do women, or you could do all, or you could split test. So you can do a specific ad just for men or a specific ad just for women. And languages, this is very important, especially if you're doing a worldwide ad. English all, okay? English all, then that's really good. And then your targeting, for detailed targeting, if you don't have a list, if you don't have any data or lookalikes, I wouldn't recommend actually doing an ad as well. So I know that you probably don't have any lists or anything like that, but for like specific targets, like you could do high end like different music artists. So figure out who has like big pages on whatever niche or whatever music niche they have or specific targeting. So let's say, for example, let's just do Skrillex. Only people like Skrillex if you're more into like dubstep kind of thing. So you can have that in there for detailed targeting. And then you can add like a bit more into there if people like if you're more into like underground. Let me see if underground music has one. Yeah, underground music. There you go. You can do that as a target. You can also do specific demographics as well. What I mean by that is like money. So you can do top 25 household income earners, 10 to 25%, 10 to top to 25%. You can do anything of that sort of nature. You can put that into there. And then can expand interest. All right. So then you can also exclude people as well. So you can exclude people who like Deadmau5, for example. You're like, oh, I don't want any Deadmau5 fans over there. So you've now gotten rid of those people in there right now. So it's extremely helpful to kind of be able to do that. You can also you can add people who like your page for like connection types and stuff like that. Friends who've used your app. This I wouldn't really worry about right now. But people who like your page is probably pretty good. But you don't only have like 800 or so, so it's doesn't really matter for that sort of friend. So this was where I think you got mixed up for your advertisement. So you want to do edit placements right here, because don't do automatic placements, because that's just Facebook stealing your money. If you do automatic placements, and then you can optimize it for mobile or desktop. If you're just doing like a Facebook picture ad, then definitely it'll just be mobile or desktop. But you need to click this, because now look at all of these things that your ad is going towards. So automatic placements is literally checking everything on here, and you don't want any of this. If you just want your Facebook ad to happen, then get rid of all of this right here. Get rid of it. No Instagram. No articles, no suggested, no marketplace, no stories. You just want it on the feed. You just want it just like that right there, okay? So now you've gotten rid of all of that. So don't ever do automatic placements. That's a big money waster. Don't do it. Don't ever do it. And then over here, you could do, you can choose whichever mobile devices that, who gives a shit about that. Only when connected to Wi-Fi. This one is hit and miss. I've used it for a lot of campaigns for clients that are in e-commerce, because especially if you're trying to get people to purchase something, if it's more brand awareness, you can kind of get away with not doing Wi-Fi. It's all about split testing. Like I mentioned before, you can do one ad with it, one ad without Wi-Fi. But if you're ever trying to sell something, my word of advice is to only do it when connected to Wi-Fi, because people are more likely to purchase something when they're not on data. When they're connected to their Wi-Fi, it's some psychological thing where people are more comfortable in their home setting, where they're connected to Wi-Fi, they're more likely to purchase something. So that's just a psych thing. Don't worry about that. Excluding budgets. Not too sure how much you're spending for your budget. In order to do ad testing, I would recommend doing $7.50 a day. And then you run your ad continuously, and then you check back after 3 days. And then you should see your relevance score. So if your relevance score is under a 7, so six and under, after 24 hours, then I don't think your ad is optimized well enough, and it's not really getting a good relevancy score. So it's going to cost a lot more for someone to click on any of those articles. One way to avoid that, like I mentioned before, was having over 2,500 likes or 3,000 likes on your business page. That's one way to kind of avoid that. Especially if you don't have a lookalike audience or any pixel data and stuff. So that was my word of advice, was just to get that information all done and sorted before really running any sort of ads. Or if you are running ads, make sure you have that set up so that when people get on your landing page, you can start tracking who's there, tracking who's downloaded, start collecting emails and shit like that. It's super important to be able to do that. And then link clicks. So you probably want to optimize either landing page views, impressions, daily unique. You probably just want link clicks for yours. You'll be charged for impression or link click. I would go with the link click because that's just the more important element and for what you're trying to do here, Kyle. Scheduling, you can schedule stuff if you want, but don't do a start and end date with ads. Just do it continuously, and your max amount is $750 a day, because if you do a start and end date, then it's going to ask you for your budget, and you want to do a daily budget instead of a lifetime budget. So that Facebook knows how much money to work with, because sometimes if you do a lifetime budget and you set it to a certain amount of days, Facebook's going to spend all your money in the first few days. So always word of advice on that one. And then let's just go to continue. So your ad's going to get 5,000 to 6,000 or whatever. Actually, let's just go back a second so that I can just show you. Let's go back to ad set because of this information here. Yeah. So you're looking at, for your ad or whatever, it's going to get 50 to 180 likes, 5,000 to 26,000 daily reach with just on that profile. But it all depends on your call to action. That's just the average. So it could be higher, it could be lower. And then you had like a single image right here. That doesn't really matter. That's just a client. That's a client's information right there. So single video, slideshow, collection. So just decide what kind of ad that you want to do. Single image. And then really important to do a good call to action, but I'm running out of time for this video and I have to get back. So here's where you do your URL and stuff. And I think download. So if you want to get people to download some of your stuff, click download here. Learn more is also really good as well. Yeah, learn more is really good for getting people to click on your stuff as well. But other than that, though, you had your image or whatever, but I would recommend doing like a video. So having your song in the background for around, like if you're doing a story ads, it works really well. If you mix a few songs together, have some different images for each song as well, for each transition of that 14 seconds, and try to be able to optimize that for mobile as well. And Kyle, if you have any more further questions, which I'm sure you do, Facebook ads is a very complicated topic. I've spent thousands of dollars trying to learn it from some of the best people. So I hope that this video was able to help you out. And if you got some value from this, in order to try to avoid any mistakes, I would greatly appreciate a 10 to 30 second testimonial, just going over some of the things that I taught you. So that you're able to kind of like save your money at the same time, instead of just like giving money out and wasting it on Facebook ads. If I was able to kind of help you out and steer you into the right direction, I would greatly appreciate any of that. But other than that, though, Kyle, I wish you a great Saturday, and I'll catch you soon.